Good morning, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another edition of Deep Cut Dive. Today, we're going to take a look at my 5 picks of some superb deep cuts from the catalog of Queen. Much beloved band, a band I dig quite a bit. They have a ton of hits, a lot of songs that they played live quite a bit, a lot of songs that made compilations and live albums and all that kind of stuff. Today, we're going to look at, though, some songs that maybe didn't do any of those, right? So here we got some tracks that weren't singles or radio hits, not really on compilations, may have been played live once or twice. So it's okay if there's some songs we can kind of talk about here on the show like this. You know, if when they released an album, they maybe played one of these tracks, but then never to be heard from again. Okay, in a live setting. So we're trying to get away from the stuff that these bands played live all the time. All right, I know a lot of you are pointing out, it's like, oh, but they played that live on that tour. It's like, you know, that's okay. All right, but we're talking about the songs that they play all the time. Okay, so for Queen, we're going to stay away from all the usual suspects. We're going to go a little bit deeper, all right, to some pretty cool albums and some pretty cool songs. So I'm going to start it off. My first pick for a deep cut is actually a very true deep cut. It's actually a session track from the very first album, which is Queen 1, okay, released in 1973. I'm going to talk about the song Mad to Swine. Some of you are probably thinking, Mad to Swine, what the hell is that? A very cool, quirky, majestic track, kind of playful. It's not one of the songs that has a lot of the kind of heavy rock and bombast from that first album. It's more of, like I said, kind of like a tongue-in-cheek type of song that's got some qualities of a lot of the Queen stuff that would kind of follow. But it's quirky, it's fun, it's got a good hook to it. So Mad to Swine, check it out if you have never heard that song. I'll dig it quite a bit. All right, my second choice. We're going to fast forward to 1976 to the Day at the Races album. A song that for me always was kind of like Bohemian Rhapsody Part 2 and just never got the attention it probably deserved. From A Day at the Races, I'm going to go with the Millionaire Waltz. It's kind of got these very playful operatic vocals from Freddie, this cool piano, the lush vocal harmonies and backing vocals, and then all of a sudden it starts to build in intensity. It's got this sledgehammer, heavy rock section, which again, kind of similar in pacing to the way that the song Bohemian Rhapsody kind of laid out, and then back to the kind of, you know, lush piano and vocal driven finale. It's very whimsical, very melodic, a really cool tune, and I love the kind of peaks and valleys of that song. The Millionaire Waltz. Okay, now the song from this album that, you know, not a lot of people talk about. So a lot of notable songs from this album, but people seem to kind of forget about it, Millionaire Waltz. All right, so let's fast forward to, let's see, 1980. All right. They did the movie soundtrack, or the film soundtrack for Flash Gordon, okay, which is this bad boy right here, 1980. Most of it's kind of a lot of throwaway stuff, you know, sound effects and this and that and the other thing, and you got the Flash title track. But for me, there's like one kind of real song on this whole thing, and it's called The Hero. And The Hero is a blazing heavy rock track with some wailing Freddie Mercury vocals and some outstanding riffing from Brian May. Check out The Hero. It's a very, very fun song. It's like I almost never, ever listen to this, but every now and then I like to just put on The Hero. It's just a really good Queen heavy rock tune that I dig quite a bit. All right. Actually, I skipped over one. I should have. Let's go back to 1978, the Jazz album. One of my favorite Queen albums. Very underrated album, I think. Again, a lot of cool hits on this, but one of the excellent deep cuts is a song called Dead on Time. Excellent, excellent heavy rock song from Queen. You know, Queen, back in their heyday, the 70s, were a pretty heavy band when they wanted to be. I mean, you can hear the kind of like galloping rhythms on this and the chug-a-chug guitar licks from Brian May. Really good heavy rock song from these guys. Again, from an album that had all sorts of hits on it. But there's actually a lot of really good deep cuts on this album, you know. Mustafa is another really, really good tune off of this album. But Dead on Time, check that one out. And last but not least, let's go to the Innuendo album from 1991, another good blistering hard rocker, The Hitman. Okay, you know, everybody talks about the title track, and, you know, which is awesome, and a handful of other tunes off of this album. But I always love The Hitman. I think it's just another great example of even late in their career that when Queen wanted to, they really could bring out the heavy lumber. Okay, and the Hitman certainly does. Another great deep album cut from this band that actually has a lot of as many hits as these guys have had, and notable songs that, you know, the real true fans love. There's plenty of those more obscure tracks located throughout the various albums in their discography. So if you're another big Queen fan, all right, you can think of some other nuggets that would be great recommendations for those who maybe only know the popular Queen songs. That's what we're looking to do here. If you're someone who really only knows those more popular songs, don't worry about putting together a list. Sit back, read in the comments, find some good stuff to listen to, and hopefully go and explore your horizons on Queen, because that's kind of like, that's what we're trying to do here with these deep cut shows, okay, with Deep Cut Dive, is to open up some new songs for those of you who maybe don't know a lot of the catalog or any at all of some of these bands. And if you know these bands really, really well, help out your fellow viewer who maybe doesn't with another couple additional tidbits from their catalog that they can check out. So this is on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, of course, we're here on YouTube all the damn time. Coming up tomorrow, we're going to do the same thing once again with ZZ Top. Check that out momentarily. You're going to see Ranking the Albums with Martin Popoff and I of The Police. And we've got more fun stuff coming up over the weekend and into next week, so you don't want to miss any of it. I'm also going to rank the catalog, I don't know about today, but possibly tomorrow, of Tool. Okay, many of you have been asking for that, so that is coming up. And then I have a big surprise interviewing a very notable person in the progressive rock community later this afternoon. And that is coming up, so you don't want to miss it. All right, you'll be seeing that tonight. So check that out. I'm not going to give it away just yet, but you'll see it when it premieres, all right? So this is on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, of course, we're here on YouTube all the damn time. Take care, guys. See you later on. Bye-bye.